Live from the Raw Radio X studios in downtown Detroit, this is the IT in the D Show.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Excuse me, sir, is this the Delta House? Sure. Come on in.
So you have no boots.
No.
You have no gloves.
No.
You have no hat.
No.
You have no scarf.
No.
You have no scraper.
No.
How long have you lived in Michigan?
All my life.
You, sir, are an idiot.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to, so I'm...
Well, especially with the back doors open.
We just lost our clean tag on iTunes.
Hell yeah.
Networking Detroit, one beer at a time.
How are we not sponsored by PBR and Slim Jim yet? Damn it.
Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
I used to hang out at the Magumba Bar. It was a rough place, the seediest dive on the wharf, populated with every reject and cutthroat from Bombay to Calcutta. It's worse than Detroit.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Then don't come. Shut up. Woo! This is the ladies' man.
How much scotch did you drink that night, by the way?
Half a bottle.
Okay, then shut the hell up.
Is there such thing as a meat hangover?
I love my Monday meat stick.
Turn your microphone off. Just get out.
You're in your underwear. I'm in my underwear. Hey, let's hang out.
No, I'm sorry, honey. I have a headache.
Bear me.
You're not very informative, but wow, are you entertaining?
I may have to wipe the geek off.
Hell yeah.
Why would, Buick put their cars next to, the Bentleys? Why? That's not marketing.
The alphabet.
It's brilliant.
You're so white right now.
I'm the whitest guy in the room. Just explain it to me.
Shut up. Stop talking.
I don't know who brought that bell in, but Bob's got a new toy.
Guess Captain Soundboard doesn't know how to run the soundboard.
When are we going to talk about me?
Jane, you ignorant slut.
Are we at a break yet?
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
The question isn't what are we going to do, the question is what aren't we going to do?
Ludicrous speed! Go!
My prediction, 1 year from today, the entire 2-hour segment of the IT and the D Show will be nothing but the intro. I would like to welcome you all to the IT and the D Show presented to you by DetroitNet.org here live in the Raw Radio X studios in beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan. As always, the show is hosted by Mr. Monday Night himself, Bob the sales guy.
Mr. Monday Night.
Dave the geek.
Take these broken wings.
I stuttered. Jeff. Wait, Jeff, the voice of reason, is not here tonight. Instead, we have Jeff, I'm in charge of the beer, Haas, in the house.
That's right, the voice of reason is going for, gentlemen, welcome to Italy.
Irish? Was that Irish?
Stripes, the sergeant.
I always turned it off at that point. I hated that scene. Stripes was like a Full Metal Jacket. The intro's great. When they go to war, I don't watch anymore. But yeah, we got a couple great social media guests with us tonight. We got our long-standing veteran of the show, Billy Strotter from Social Coop Media. Hello. Hi, how are you? And then we have a newcomer. We have Julie from Simply Social.
Hello.
How are you? Glad you guys could make it.
Thanks.
So we got lots of stuff to talk about today. This is episode 31. What is with the voices? This is episode 31.
Housekeeping?
What have you been watching, Archer?
Hello. Turn down service. Nintendo pillow.
You on pillow? This is episode 31. We're going to name it after the show, I think. That's what we always do. No, Dirty 30 made sense. This one, 31, is like, Tim Chevelday? I don't know who's 31. But how was weekend? Was good?
Good. Yeah, another weekend survived. Another week begins.
I hit the last week North Carolina snowstorm. I hit the St. Louis windstorm, so I had 9 hours in the Delta terminal. In St.
That's right. Yeah, because you were going to try to make it back for the event Thursday night, and that just didn't work out.
No. Well, it was to change flights on Delta is like $800. So
which is why it stands for don't even leave the airport.
Yeah, So here's my thing. I'm going to rant about this real quick, and then we'll get into topics.
What else is new?
My flight was 10 o'clock, right? So
gotcha.
Let's do some math. So when I get to the airport, it says it's delayed till 1:11. Fine. I go grab a bite to eat and lunch. It's no big deal. I do some email. So in the meantime, there's a 2:10 flight, right? Our 1:11 flight gets pushed to 4:30, which then gets moved to 6:30. 2:10 leaves on time. So here's all these people that have been in the airport since 8 in the morning, sitting there till 6 at night. Oh, people were going bonkers when that 210 flight left on time, and because it was full.
That does seem highly illogical.
Yeah, so I took to the Twitter sphere, which is a good segue to the social media side, and I ranted on how many fails they did
at 140 characters a time.
I did. I was like, no. The thing is, like Kevin Smith does it, and the world takes notice. I do it, and I get crickets. Do you know who I am?
Needs more followers.
I'm the guy, Detroit Net guy. Don't you know who I am? Didn't work. I tried.
No, but I mean, actually, that's a good point because I mean, you were trying to make it back for the event Thursday night, and you know what? We actually had a really good event Thursday night for a first time as far east as we were.
That's east.
Over at the Detroit Pub at 14 and Harper.
We always get what's his name that always gives us the honest feedback. He's like, Ray's like, that is the most east I will ever go in my life. If I'm not. Sorry, Ray.
We do. We need to have Ray on the show at one point in time. Just we do. But
just
no,
yell at us about the things we do wrong.
We need that every now and then. But no, so I mean, it was actually a really good turnout. A lot of new faces, which is what you expect when you go to a different location, different side of town. A couple familiar faces, like Steve from Arrow showed up, and life was
cool.
good.
Good for him.
And he brought somebody else from Arrow along with him, but there's a couple of recruiters. A lot of just what was actually kind of interesting is that was probably the first event in a long time where probably 80 to 90% of the people that were there just looking to hang out and meet people. Like it wasn't an overwhelming.
I need leads.
It wasn't a job thing. There weren't a lot of people there. There were some people there looking for jobs, but not as many as usual.
It was a networking thing.
You know what that means?
Yeah, go figure. We need to do more events on the east side.
No. No, that it's starting to come into shape where you're not going there to need anything. You're going there to hang out with like-minded people and hang out and network.
It was really cool. I mean, you know me. I mean, wandering the room and finding the people that were hanging at a table by themselves, and it was like I'd walk up and be like, "Hey, what's up?" We'd start yakking, and I'm like, "All right, so what brought you out?" And he's like, "Dude," I heard about it. I just wanted to kind of check it out. And he's like, "And to be honest with you, I've had a really, really crappy week at work, and so to just be able to sit here and have a beer and know that nobody's going to bother me about anything is awesome. So thank you for that already."
Isn't that how the group started, though? It was, I need to get away from my wife. Not you, Anita, if you're listening.
Wife 1.0.
I'm going to go drink anyway, so why don't I do it with people that I work with or, the same industry?
Yeah, that at least understand what I'm bitching about as I go through my litany of complaints.
That's the one thing. We work so hard to keep the sales guys out of this group. And I want to talk shop. Just give me one guy from Enterprise Microsoft or something that I can talk shop with. Just one. Can we make that a thing?
We can let
appeal
one in
for the sales staff to
just
join.
Just give me 4 or 5. Yeah, I was gonna do a subgroup within the group, just like sales guys. We're gonna.
That was his bright idea a year ago. He wanted to do the group.
DetroitNet.org sales guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's going to work. Sales. What are you guys selling?
Right. No, but I mean, that was something we were actually yakking about, over at 3rd Street before we came over here was, that is. I mean, that's one of the differentiations between us and all the other groups that are out there.
You could get 300 somewhere. I was telling Julie this, you could go get 300 anywhere, but how many people you got to weed through to get to have that shop talk? Where we had 60, 80 people,
right?
And you could talk shop with anyone.
Any
there.
of them, they got it.
It's almost like your head's on a swivel because you want to talk to everybody because everyone's got a great story to tell, instead of trying to sell crap. I work for Merrill Lynch, buy insurance.
Yeah, move your 401k to me. Hey, have you thought about sending fruit baskets out with your resume? Hey,
every time I see a commercial for edible arrangements, I cringe because I'm like, how many guys are at the networking event or the BNI event in the morning just no, I work for edible arrangement. No, it's the whole sentiment of the crowd just takes a left turn.
I want nothing to do with you ever again. But yeah, so on the event front, just real quick, so just to cover some business. So our phone number, in case anybody does want to call, is 313-462-0107.
Might get a call from Italy, I heard.
Allegedly. Dude, it's 3 in the morning over there. He's passed out.
Drunk on grappa.
Ray might call to defend his position on the East Side event.
Entirely possible. You can hit us up on Twitter at ITandTheD. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ITandTheD.
What was Mackey's commute from Detroit Pub home? That had to have sucked.
Oh, God, from Detroit Pub to Oxford? Yeah, that was quite the hike. You know what? I told him, to just crash at my place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he wakes up and his pants are unbuttoned and what happened,
Actually, great story since he's not here to
good
defend.
segue.
No, since he's not here to defend himself, this was outstanding. So it was not that long after he got married to Steph, and he and I went out trolling around Royal Oak one night, and just hanging out and having drinks. Life was good, and so they were like, "All right, man, see you later." And it was 11 o'clock at night, and we had more than a few, and so I get home and I crash out at 3 a.m. Anita violently shakes me awake. And she's like, Dave, get up. And I wake up and I'm like, what? She's like, Steph's on the phone. And I'm like, okay, what? She's like, Jeff's not home. Did he leave with you? And so this is how bad my brain, if you don't ever believe that the sarcasm is ingrained in my soul, dead asleep, half drunk, I roll over and go, no. Mackie left with 2 twin, 6-foot-tall redheads who said they were lusting geek blood. That's who he left with. Yes, he left with me. But yes, it turns out he decided to do the smart thing and just fell asleep in his car and crashed out for a couple hours before driving home.
That's a bad alibi. I fell asleep in the car.
No, he did. He fell asleep.
Yeah, but then again, the 6 foot. That's not going to happen.
Well, yeah, duh. But that's what made it funny. That was the sarcastic part of me. But yeah, so on the event front, we do have our next event, which is the giant Magombo
Pink Slip Party,
crazy insanity Pink Slip Party that is taking place on 313. That's a Thursday down at St. Andrews Hall.
For those not familiar, we basically stuck our middle finger up to the job fair industry because they're awful to attend. If you don't know the background of them, it's basically an open mingle forum, so it's kind of like a networking event. But the people that are hiring are basically have a lanyard on. If you're looking for a job, just look for them. Last event we had 150 hiring managers, recruiters.
152 was the final count.
That's a solid number. And there's no resumes, there's no suits, there's no 60-second elevator pitches. It's getting to meet people, telling them what you do and what you're good at and what you're looking for. And we found out that it worked. And for what we know, there's over 700 jobs that got filled through those. There, God knows how many more that people didn't tell us.
Well, yeah, because unfortunately what winds up happening, and this it makes me laugh every time, is we'll wind up at one of our random events, and one random recruiter will be like, hey, so when we hire people from your events, you really don't want referral fees and stuff from us, right? And I'm like, no. And you don't care where we place them? No, we don't need your book of business. We're not looking for your client list. We just want to know you
Isn't
hired
it amazing
people.
that people are so worried about people with their hands out, snaky?
But that's what kills me is, then you probably ought to know we hired 10 people from the last Pink Slip Party. Mother... Thanks.
Or at least, I mean, to this day, I think I got a half a dozen handshakes. Saying, hey man, and that's I'm gonna throw him under the bus. Matt Kahn. I think I had to tell him that he owes me a beer 8 times. I'm like, I drink with your sister.
Well, number one, you got your job.
You flew your family out here to come back to your family from California. You weren't even in the industry, and I got you a job as a recruiter. And then you left and went to Quicken, and you're their golden child, and you haven't even a beer. That's all. A beer. I don't ask for much.
Our standards are not that high. We can totally be bought.
Just a cheap, you can buy me a happy hour beer too. It doesn't have to be good stuff.
And you like PBR.
I do.
So it's not that bad.
Token of gratitude.
But the last event we had, we were lucky enough to have a couple sponsors, and when we get sponsors, we always give every dime back. We had open bar.
We give every dime back and then still wind up a little bit in the red.
Yeah, then Bob, you owe 300. What? But it's worth it. But last time we had Bucharest Grill. We didn't order food yet, but I think it's either Bucharest or we did.
Yeah.
All right.
It's Bucharest.
Okay. Yeah, because he got afraid because I said I was going to order Polonia because I wanted Polish food, do something different. And then as soon as I do that, he goes, and he calls. That's how to get Dave to do stuff. Tell him you want to do something he doesn't like.
Scare him into submission.
Yeah, exactly. Tell me you're going to change something. Creature of habit, fear change.
But we, I don't know, traffic-wise, we got 850 last time through the doors.
Yeah.
Right around there. This time we're not doing a band. I think it's probably a good thing because the band, while it's great and everything, it distracts from what's we're trying to get business done. We wanted to have it a cool event, and so this time we're going to leave it just 80s music DJ.
And some stuff up on the video screens.
And some stuff in there. Yeah, so I got a little bit of an announcement too. So it'll be interesting how things transpire.
Yeah, there is. There are going to be some announcements and some fun stuff happening on 313.
We're not grabbing the mic and talking at the event, are we?
No.
Then how do we do announcements?
We'll announce it on the site that day, and then if anybody misses it, they can come talk to us at the event.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we're not. No.
Hey, everybody!
Network!
Yeah, that's my biggest fear. No,
yeah, no, not us, no. But yeah, so that is the, so the event is 313. It's Thursday. It is
Detroit
phenomenal.
Day.
We have a call coming in. Do we want to take it?
Oh, my God. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
This is the IT and the D show. What's happening?
Hey, it's Derek Lepsitech. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Derek? How are you, man?
You're supposed to say first-time caller, long-time listener.
What's that?
You're supposed to say first-time caller, long-time listener, and I'm supposed to ring the bell.
I thought it was first-time listener, long-time caller.
Jeez.
So what's going on, man?
Not a whole bunch, man. I heard you guys talking about the last event over there.
Yeah.
And it was just ridiculous.
Is that a good word or a bad word?
No, I was happy with our turnout for being over there on the east side.
I thought it was amazing. I mean, just the whole setup, the number of people, the number of recruiters. I mean, it's just the venue. The venue was great. Lots of room to circulate.
Yeah, seriously, hats off. Paul's been trying to get us, and some of that's our fault. Paul has been trying to get us over to Detroit Pub for literally years now.
So, Derek, that's one of the things that I like appreciative owners. Like the guy that owns it was so happy with us being there. When you have other venues that are like they could care less that we're coming, they could care less that we're leaving. I
told you the day before the event, Paul's on the I'm on the phone with Paul just handling nailing down details and that kind of stuff. And Paul's like, oh yeah, we'll give you this and we'll give you that and we'll take care of your bar tab and we'll give you a kickback on percentage. And I'm like, Paul, no, dude, that's not why we do this. That's not the point.
It's every other group in town. Let them do that.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is.
Well, and not only that, but like we were talking about, I think Dave, you and I were talking about it with the wall, and Jeff was too when he was there. Having that wall up and having the band on the other side, where it's like if you want to go listen to some music, you can, but it's not overwhelming the whole conversation and everything.
Yeah, I don't know when the last time you were over at the Detroit Pub was, but I mean,
I've never been there.
He's completely redid the the other side of the bar, so they've got a big full stage, and they had bands playing starting.
And it didn't bother you?
No, it was at 7:30, 8 o'clock. They fired up, Derek.
Yeah, about that.
And when the door, you knew there was a band playing because you could hear music in the background, but it wasn't overpowering. It wasn't overbearing. It wasn't it wasn't like it was at 3rd Street when Brent apparently went deaf and decided to go ahead and blast the music.
Yeah, I gave him crap for that.
Yeah, no, I mean I thought it went really, really well.
Well, and it was only 23 miles home from me from there, so.
That's why you liked it. Otherwise, because otherwise he's driving an hour and a half home. This way we only give him a half an hour drive home.
Right.
That's right. Less exposure.
Yeah. But no, Derek was one of the folks that came out. Thanks for coming out, man. It was a lot of fun.
Hey, I appreciate you guys putting it on. And talking about the one at St. Andrews coming up, too. I mean, that one last year, I mean, in March when you guys had it and you had the band and everything like that going.
Oh, yeah.
That was 852 people. I mean, that was ridiculous. That was just an awesome event. So looking forward to seeing it, this year again and seeing what you guys cook up. I mean, it's always fresh. You guys come up with new ideas, new ways of presenting it, new venues, and
that's sort of the downfall of us now. Is now we're now it's become a challenge. We're like, okay, how do we outdo ourselves?
For the record, we did not pay you to call the show, Derek. This is all.
yeah. For the record, I'm not.
There are no Starbucks. I was on a sales call last week, and a couple guys advocated for me, and I go, Starbucks gift cards in the mail. We are not sending you Starbucks gift cards, Derek. Just so you know.
There you go.
Nice.
I think what one of the things that could be the pinnacle though of one of the events is you could have a pinata filled with Slim Jims. We could beat the snot out of it, scattered all over.
Derek, I sent a media kit request to the CMO, Chief Marketing Officer of Slim Jim, which is I think it's Conagra Foods.
Right.
Heard nothing.
Crickets.
Yeah, go figure.
And yet we get the general manager of Uber in our inbox.
Oh yeah, we got to talk.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later. All right, Derek. Anything else, man?
No, man. I just wanted to call in and say hey, and testify for the other event. Like I said, it was a good time, and we definitely appreciate you guys putting all of it on. But I'm listening right now over RawRadio.x, so I will see you guys at the next event and keep everything good.
All right, we'll see you in March, man.
Appreciate the phone call, Derek.
Right, take care.
See you, man. That's everyone calls us Detroit.net. They just got called RawRadio.x. I love it. It's funny that I always thought CMO was a stupid title.
Yeah.
And we got an Dave got an email today with there was an old Don't Be That Guy I wrote called Witty Title Guy, because he would go around and like, I'm Chief Troublemaker, or I'm Rainmaker, and
I'm Fancy Ketchup.
That was the dumbest one ever. Like, come on, you're not funny. Like, I'm what's the there's so many stupid ones, and like the ninja guru, like I'm a social media guru. That's why I met a social media guy. I'm like, please tell me you're not a ninja, you know. So this
not a ninja, not a guru, not a shmoo.
There's a shmoo.
Oh, I want to be a shmoo.
Wasn't
shmoo?
Wait, shmoo? That was from the Herculoids.
No, those are the Gleep and Glop. You're thinking of shmoo from from PBS. It was in Sesame Street. It was like the block thing.
Yeah.
That wasn't Herculoids.
Oh, yeah,
no.
Gloop and Gleep. Yeah, that was the Herculoids.
Right.
What was the shmoo from? That was the big white blob. Yeah. All right, moving on. Sorry.
But we got. Do you want to finish this, or you?
No. So laughably, and it actually ties into another one of our old blog entries. Like, so we've always said, and in case you don't know the history of the group, so we kind of started our rise to infamy with our series of blog entries called "Don't Be That Guy." And our shtick has always been, if you annoy us the first time, we will write an anonymous blog about you. If you annoy us a second time in the same way, we will pull you aside and be like, dude, stop it. Knock it off. If you annoy us a third time, we will ban you.
And burn you at the stake.
And we will call you out publicly. So
Salem witch style.
Yeah, exactly. So literally, one of the very few people that we have literally looked square in the eye and said, dude, you are no longer allowed to come to our events ever again because you have burned every bridge, screwed over so many people.
This guy would lie about being a techie to go to other recruiters to see what they were hiring for, which he himself was a recruiter. So, yeah, exactly.
Oh, and all the women. Well, so there's a reason why the blog entry about him is called Oily Weasel Guy. So, yeah. Shows up in my inbox this morning. After, 2 years?
It's been longer than 2 years.
So shows up in my inbox, hey, saw, you got the new gig, and, I heard, this and that, and, I've got some great data.
He insinuated you had problems.
Yeah. And
as if he knows what's going on in your business.
In my world, yeah. But he's got some great data scientists that he would really like to get in there, and he'd really like to set up a meeting.
So Dave sends this to me, and I go, "What?"
I'm like, I don't even know how to respond to this.
What the blue hell's a data scientist? Like, I envision like the white lab coat guys, like
beaker,
right? Just like a basement full of beakers going, big data, big data, big data. Like, right? So like, don't you have normal? Like, what would be a traditional title for data scientist?
Data nerd, data guy.
No,
data,
that's not a title. That's a stupid
architect,
title.
Data
systems architect.
Analyst.
Oh, that's
data analyst. There you go.
Right? Why can't you just call him that? Like, you're not making it fancy by calling him something stupid. Like a sales guy that says, "I'm a rainmaker." It's like,
I'm a data alchemist. I transmute things into gold. Yeah,
that was one of my.
Yeah, so actually, that was a twofer. One, don't be stupid, title guy, and two, for the love of God, be careful what bridges you burn. And we've talked about that we just threw out the 10 Commandments of job search, and that's
well written. That's good.
Well, and that was one of the things that we talked about in there was you have to be careful.
Jeff, you know what's funny about these things? So I'll write like a rough outline. He'll edit it. Dave will edit it and like polish it and make it look better. And then Dave writes it like it's the author. Like, my name's not even on there. I go, bitch, I wrote half that. Like, and you're putting this out as you, and you're like, thanks. You're getting all the accolades, and everyone's patting him on the back. Dave, that's amazing. He's like, thanks, man. Like, and nowhere in there is like, yeah, Bob kind of.
The original thought came from Bob Walden.
Right. Bob built the frame of the house. You shingled it, and then you take the credit for building the house. Dirty some bitch.
It's amazing that Dave's not saying anything right now.
He knows it's true.
Dave's trying to figure out how to not have a condition fit right now. One
might have so many spelling errors and crap though. I'm not gonna fault that.
Bob's framework is 8 PowerPoint slides with 3 bullet points apiece on them.
But the message was there.
So in Bob's world, he was sitting around in a bar in Ann Arbor in 1998.
I bar napkin the architect plans.
And he's sitting down with Sergey and Brzezian, and he goes, "Hey, you know what? We need a better search engine than Alta Vista." And so he owns Google. That's how that works.
I do. I wrote Google.
You didn't know?
But no, I mean, so for the love of
Bob
God,
Waltenspiel is the honorary mayor of Mountain View,
of
California.
Google Town.
So I got another great story. So we're talking about don't be that guys. Another one came up. The job search thing. It said don't lie.
Right.
I'll tell you at the break who it is because I can't run his name.
Well, we're actually almost up against one.
He
so yeah.
lied. He's a junior rep, right? He's a junior recruiter. And walked into a company that you know and I know that works with us, and said he's a senior guy, and bullshitted his resume. And about a week in, they smelt it like a raw piece of poo.
Yeah.
And they called him out on it, and he admitted it, and they walked him out the door, saying, "I don't have time to babysit a junior guy." The rec said, "Senior guy, you bullshitted your resume so hard and you bullshitted your way through the interview, and now you're done. You're dead to me." So. He's literally out of the industry because of this.
Oh, I'm dying to find out who that is. All right,
that's who it is.
Nice. So on that front, we believe it or not, we actually have BS'd our way right up to a break already. So
good Lord, this is the IT and the D show.
You pulled a Silence of the Lamb.
Live from the Raw Radio X studios in downtown Detroit, this is the IT and the D show.
One of the best companies to work for in Michigan for 9 consecutive years. 3-time Best of the Best award winner. The 5th fastest growing staffing firm in the country. Sound like a place you'd like to work? Aero Strategies is hiring experienced recruiters. If your current employer is stopping you from maximizing your potential earnings and abilities, join Aero Strategies. Our unique performance-driven environment will position you to be the best. Grow your recruiting career. Call me at 248-502-2500 and ask for Kelly. 248-502-2500.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D show.
And we are back, segment 2 of the IT and the D show, presented to you here live by Aero Strategies. That was the first time we ran a commercial.
We ran a commercial. It's real. It's legit. It's so crazy.
We are here in the Raw Radio X studios in beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan. This is episode 31, hosted by Bob the Sales Guy here with Dave the Geek.
You're not Mr. Monday Night anymore?
I'll be Mr. Monday Night till the end of time. And we have the other Jeff, the other white meat, Jeff Haas in the house.
Yum.
And then, of course, we got Billy Strotter here from Social Coop Media.
Hello.
And Julie from Simply Social.
Hello.
So let's hop. We've got the social media folks here. Let's hop into a social media topic. So Facebook just bought WhatsApp.
So for
a $1 gajillion.
Can I throw something out?
By all means.
I would consider myself a techie.
Ish.
I use apps.
You're the cleavage of the Venn diagram. We've covered this.
Right. No, not in a build way, but in a user way.
No. So there's a Venn diagram where there's one circle, which is people who know nothing about technology. There's the other circle of people who know everything about technology. Bob is right in the middle. So Bob is the cleavage of that Venn diagram.
And the intersection.
I use as much as just about anybody.
Right, you do.
Apps-wise, all that. I never effing heard of WhatsApp.
Me either.
Never. And I don't know. So I talked to Jeff at the bar and I said, "What's the practice?" He goes, "I use it." I go, "Why?" He goes, "So I can text people in Singapore." I go, "Get it? You're the anomaly. Not everyone texts people in Singapore, right? Who's the other people that use it? Kids that are on texting plans. Teenagers that are on texting plans that are limited.
Well, or
they don't want their mommies and daddies to see their texts.
Mom and dad go in and they look at their phone and they check their text. There's nothing there.
Right. You put WhatsApp and they don't even know what that is.
Right.
I get that, but that's such a small, to me, that's such a small niche. The company's worth $19 billion. Is Costco even worth $19 billion?
Well, dude, they're worth whatever somebody's willing to pay for them. That's the issue. Yeah.
So that's another. So answer me this.
Riddle me this. Riddle me that.
Facebook has chat.
Yeah.
This is the same thing.
But it's not, because you don't have to be on Facebook to use this. It's a different platform altogether.
Is Facebook integrating it, or are they leaving it as a standalone?
According to what the WhatsApp founders have said, they wouldn't have agreed to sell it if it was in conflict with their founding principles.
But I was reading German news today that they are jumping off that. There's such a paranoia in Europe about the NSA and all that stuff. They jumped off that in droves.
Well, that's what makes me laugh.
And they found some, I forget what the thing was called.
There was
Velocity or something.
There was a big WhatsApp outage this weekend, and a whole bunch of people defected.
Yeah, Facebook bought them, and then they fell down, went boom. That was fantastic. That was,
I think a lot of people want to give Zuckerberg the middle finger.
Yeah, well, I mean, the weird thing is...
they've been screwing around with people. And everyone... I think it's funny, too, since it's a free service, and everybody gets so bent out of shape.
Right, I'm sorry that the free service that you use mildly inconveniences you with the format change.
The one thing that pisses me off about Facebook, and always has, is they make changes to the privacy changes, and they don't tell you, and you have to constantly, every 2 months, go in there. It's kind of like calling AT&T to get my bill changed. You have to go into privacy and make sure stuff's
what
not
have
clicked.
you done to me?
Right, just make sure stuff's not clicked. It's like, I don't
That's why I like I'm assuming it was you that posted the meme that was like, hey, you know how I know you're screwing me?
Absolutely. Every time I call you, my bandwidth doubles and my bill drops in half. It's just like, it's the same thing, though. Like, but I don't get... when I watch Shark Tank, man, I get valuations. WhatsApp had like 50 employees. See, now that thing drives me.
Again, we're doing it wrong.
Flappy Birds makes $50,000 a day. It's like, what in the blue hell is going on in this world? I can't, like I should be able to sell like hot dogs in the corner and make that much money for what they're providing to society. The guy making grilled cheese sandwiches provides a lot more than Flappy Birds.
Yeah, but he can't deliver grilled cheese sandwiches to millions of people at a time.
Two girls in Singapore that Jeff's not supposed to be talking to.
Why do you have to go there? Why?
But are we walking into a bubble again, like the .com days, where people are overinflating like these app things? They're getting stupid.
It is. You're getting back to the days where com.com sold for millions and millions and millions of dollars, and business.com and all that kind of stuff. It's and my take on it was the
whole.
Is
that even a website today? Business.com. I remember that story.
Oh yeah, it was CNET that bought it. Yeah, and it's and CNET still exists. Go figure.
Do they?
Yeah. Every now and then when I go like Googling for like freeware versions of stuff, I'll hey, CNET downloads, and I'm like,
oh,
really?
That's the only reason I do it.
There?
Yeah, to download AVG free, you go to CNET. That's the only thing that's
but yeah, no. So I mean, like my whole take on it was the teenager aspect. I get it. Like, so to me, Facebook has a huge issue right now with teens leaving Facebook in droves, and understandably so, because mom and dad and grandpa are.
So let me bring the dumb analogy into play.
But so when I was talking with Julie about it earlier, you're the one that had the foreign dynamic aspect to it that I'm probably just not thinking of.
Well, they're saying that China and India has millions of users that Facebook has never tapped into. So they feel that that's like a new market for them.
Is that worth $19 billion?
No. I mean,
well, to you and I, no.
Okay, well, really, what's worth $19 billion? I don't know. I'm thinking that that's an opportunity, very much like what you were talking about, being able to kind of skirt around the whole texting plans. You're not going over your plan. No one's, checking on you.
Yeah, it's a worldwide communication mechanism.
Well, you're not going over your data limit. Yeah, well, I guess you're not going over your SMS limit, but it's still a hit against your data plan. And when you've got more and more carriers that are going to, a data-based cap, yeah, I mean, there's still limits that you deal with.
Right. It's not all you can eat anymore.
Right.
I want a business guy, a financial analyst, to walk me through.
So an IRS agent?
To walk me through how like Snapchat is worth $3 billion, and I just need to know.
No. Snapchat turned down.
Right. $3 billion. They're worth more, and how WhatsApp got $19 billion. I just want to see the logistics behind, which means, so what is it? Usually 10x revenue, right?
Right.
So at the best, at the top of its 10x revenue for evaluation.
Well, and apparently, so what is it? The WhatsApp Gold or whatever it is the 99-cent app. But you can get the free version.
Hang on, the app itself is free.
Right.
You get to use it for free for a year, and then after you use it for free for a year, you pay 99 cents to use it the next. And that's on Android. Before, actually, when I signed up, it was 99 cents on iOS. So I paid 99 cents to be able to chat with my friends over either
pay $1.40 for a 20-ounce Coke. I don't know why people bitch about paying 99 cents for an app.
3G or 4G data connection and share things that way, right?
Speaking of which, how's How you feeling about your iPhone these days?
I'm not carrying an iPhone these days.
Yeah.
Oh, you dumped it?
You can see the two Android phones.
Oh, yes, you did. Congratulations.
Why is there two phones?
One's a work phone, one's a personal phone.
Ah.
He doesn't want his Craigslist stuff coming up on his work phone.
Again,
keep my lives separate.
Girls in Singapore he's not supposed to be talking to.
They're calling the work phone.
Exactly.
I still
how is South Korea, by the way?
It was enjoyable. I tried some new things. Korean barbecue.
Oh.
Did you throw bowling balls down the DMZ?
I really wanted to sing Kim Jong Un "Happy Birthday," but I was a little late.
Dennis
Rodman had covered. Yeah.
Should have told me you're Dennis Rodman's brother.
They would have believed it,
right?
No, but I mean, it's I don't necessarily understand the whole
what's Facebook. I get the trying to. It makes sense now if you're trying to tap in, but if you're a WhatsApp user, you're not going to use Facebook just because you have. You know what I mean? Like all the Chinese people that don't use Facebook that are on WhatsApp, they're not going to suddenly go, "Yes, I need Facebook now."
Well, and more to the point is the great firewall of China going to suddenly relax and allow you into Facebook. Yeah, probably not so much.
Blocked there.
Lots of stuff as well. I mean, that's the thing. Like we were yakking. I think it was the day you were taking off. We had a whole conversation about the eating rooms in South Korea. That's like the whole new big thing. And I was like, oh, damn it, Haas isn't here. I want to prep him and have him like record video while he's there because I want to see this.
But no, that's a crazy thing. Like in Asia, there's an Instagram for food sharing, so you can take pictures, but the entire platform is based on me taking pictures of what I'm eating.
Right.
Like it's a completely different social network. And it's obviously unique to a certain section of the world.
I like taking pictures of people taking pictures of their food. That's my favorite.
The meta picture.
Yeah.
But I mean, it kind of paints the picture about how different things are regionally, and these technological solutions to solve these problems. Like I couldn't believe when I was in Singapore how many people, when their food got delivered, they didn't pick up a fork or a set of chopsticks or a spoon and just dive into their food. They picked up their camera phone and took a picture of it and then took the time to write out a post and say, "This is what I'm eating." Like, how amazing is this?
Good God.
I know somebody in Plymouth that does that.
Yeah, I think we all have Facebook
Every once
friends
in a
that do that.
No, every once in a while.
It just hasn't made its way to this side of the world yet.
No, if I'm at like roast or if I'm like at Lely's and it's like, oh my God, that looks beautiful, I'll take a pic. But I mean, I'm not going to do it at like the corned beef place. You know,
and that's the thing. This is like standard operating procedure on that side of the world, and it's.
Yeah, I'll never understand that culture.
Yeah.
Well, but so the weird thing is getting back to the whole WhatsApp and the SMS versus the data usage. So, I mean, that kind of feeds into the whole net neutrality conversation that we've had a couple of times, because now you've got, kind of that whole data peering and what used to be a pure kind of balancing and write-off that's going away. And I mean, you thought it was a big myth for the longest time. But Netflix has now signed a deal with Comcast.
Scumbags.
To basically guarantee their throughput and availability over the Comcast network.
There's a big thing going on tonight where everyone wants to open up every window possible and stream HD content over every platform available in their house all night. Just a middle finger Comcast. It's like a huge following. So it's garbage. You know what? I buy 12 meg down. Give me 12 meg down. That's like saying, you know what? We're going to limit your shower take because you take too long of showers. Eat my ass. I pay for my water bill. You give me water. You give me. Don't tell me what to do with it. You give it to me. Like, is that no? Am I wrong?
No.
Don't give me. Do you give me a 12 meg pipe? Yes or no? Yes. Then what I do with it is my GD business because I paid for it.
So you can say "eat my ass," but not
yes!
goddamn. That's where you draw the line.
Yeah.
You can't say the Lord's name.
My kid got baptized last week. I feel close to the Lord.
But no, so, I mean, it's a good question from a social media standpoint. So, I mean, the whole net neutrality thing that is now effectively completely dead, and I mean, and that's what everybody's saying now is, okay, well, now that Netflix has caved and signed this deal with Comcast, everybody's pretty much going to have to follow suit. Everybody's going to. So, I mean, what does that mean to the Twitters, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, and all the other, platforms of the world.
I'll let you have that.
I was going to let you have that. Well, I don't know.
You can't defer on this show.
We've already
there's no pass.
We've already seen LinkedIn
This isn't Family
telling
Feud.
their people that there's an article a couple days ago that I was reading about LinkedIn telling their heavy users no chat.
Eat my ass, LinkedIn. I'll do what I want.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I have no clue. But I wish I could find the article for you.
Wait, what do you mean no chat?
They're like, hey, no, don't. You're posting too much. You've been blacklisted. It's out of the group.
Really?
Yeah. There's an article about those people who have been putting too much data up in the groups, that the group basically bans them, and then once they're banned from that group, then they're banned from everything else, and they're moderated. They're basically moderated through LinkedIn.
Interesting. Now,
we ban lots of people from our group.
Well, we do, but so Christy.
Yeah, let me find this thing because it was driving
Christy
me crazy.
Rowe from New Horizons is struggling with this right now because every time she posts something in our group, it's instantly moderated.
She got banned from somebody else.
Entirely
She
possible.
posts, because I'll see 13 in a row from her on my feed, and it's because I know where I won't. There was a guy, remember the Ferndale event? Where I was linked in with this guy, and
oh god, this was outstanding.
He was 3/4 of my feed every day, and I walked up to him and I just go, "Dude, I hate you." And he looks at me like, "Who are you?" And I go, "You clog my feed on LinkedIn every day. What are you doing?" And he just kind of looked at me. I go, "I'm unfriending you tomorrow." I go, I don't even know who you are.
Friend.
It's so hard to remove connections on LinkedIn. I hate it.
Yeah, there should just be a global button that's just
thank you.
Remove.
Right. I want it right on their head. Just remove. Something. A red X. You can do that on Facebook.
Red X on the
you got to go through
the profile
they got to go
picture.
through 5-6 steps to remove connections on LinkedIn. It sucks.
There was, going back to the topic though, there was an editorial in the Wall Street Journal today where the guy was talking about, I don't know if you read it, but the guy was talking about 1982 when Pete Townsend went on TV and he's like, call your cable provider and demand MTV. And the way the article was written, it's like, call your congressman and demand gigabit Ethernet or internet. It's ridiculous that these providers are able to insulate themselves from being able to provide a service that everybody
the
wants.
monopoly, the government.
Well, yeah, exactly. And you look at the merger between Time
Comcast,
Warner,
Time Warner. That's not a merger. That's a buyout.
Google's going to change it, but it's going to take 4 years.
It's going to take more than 4 years.
Well, and not only that, but I mean, I get it. When you look at the old days, it's, when you had a whole bunch of, basically a whole bunch of tier 1 providers and a whole bunch of peering networks that were out there that could hand traffic back and forth, that was one thing. But now that you've got so few, you've got Verizon, you've got Comcast,
Verizon bailed on the business too. They said, you know what, we want nothing to do with it.
The whole FiOS thing.
Dave, when they dissolved the CLECs, that pretty much was the kiss of death, because those CLECs would have competed and they would have kept costs down. Well, but they would have went in a regional aspect.
But so that's the problem. Now that you have a single website that's basically out there, just using Netflix as the example, you've got a website that pushes all of their content initially out through a provider that then has to get peered out through all of the other providers that has to soak up and absorb that traffic. Yeah, I can kind of understand why they're complaining about it, because it's additional infrastructure upgrades and everything else they have to deal with in order to handle that traffic.
Pipe, I get to use my water. That I don't care about your infrastructure. You charge me X for X, I get X.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, okay, I agree with that, because one of the things that I see, there's so much data going back and forth with videos that I get sent, with content that I have to constantly download and upload, and it sucks when all of a sudden it's slow for no reason.
Well, what happens?
But how is that any different from I pay my taxes? Why can't I always go 80 on 696?
I do.
No, you don't. There's traffic.
Have you ever tried to drive 80 on 696 at 8:30 in the morning?
I want to.
But that, there's the pipe gets clogged.
That analogy sucks because it's right. Clog your pipe. Don't invite me over anytime soon.
I pity the poor, bad. Yeah.
So here's what happens though. Netflix signs this agreement, and everybody goes, "Kiss my ass! I'm going to Amazon." And then I just download the Redbox. So now I can. So Redbox is $2 cheaper than AT&T. So I even went to Buzz and said, "Why do I?" Because we'll do like 2-3 movies a month,
right?
From AT&T on demand. Now I got Redbox, and it's $4 instead of $6.
Right.
I'm like, why don't I just use Redbox? So anytime that one guy gets choked, you're going to get 3 others pop up to take their place. Am I wrong?
You're still going to have the same.
If Netflix isn't working, I'm going to use Amazon.
Well, but it depends on how they wind up basically throttling the choke points. So it's, if it comes down to, yes, we're going to filter traffic based on it's coming from Netflix, that's one thing. If you have Comcast who sits back and says, okay, look, yes, I'm an internet service provider, but I'm also a cable TV provider, and so I am going to basically filter and choke down anything that is competition to me, i.e. streaming video.
That's what the cut and the cord thing, they're pissed.
Then it doesn't matter if you go to Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime or anywhere else. That's the problem with.
I thought Muni Wi-Fi was going to save us all. Was I? I was wrong. I was kidding.
Where's your Crickets app?
Exactly.
But no, so it's I'm curious to see. I mean, because when it comes to. And I guess this is the the bitter evil internet hipster cynical freak in me, where there's so much useless traffic that's out there. Where dude, filter Twitter, filter all the food Facebook posts, slow that down as much as humanly possible. Exactly, slow down Pinterest. I don't care. Leave my video alone. That's all I ask for. That's what the internet is there for.
Other people want their Twitters.
Don't touch Detroit Net.
Right. You know what I love about having social media?
Yeah, because I'll be damned if we pay a peering fee.
You know what I love about social media people, like at our events and like on the show?
They never talk.
They look down at their phone and their tablets the entire time. It's like
we are such geeks.
There are people in the room. I'll never forget. What was her name? Shannon Paul.
Yeah.
She was like the Twitter queen of Detroit. Comes to our event, sits down and tweeted the entire.
What's the past tense of tweet?
The entire time. I'm like, having a good time. Yes, great event. You haven't looked up from your phone for 2 hours.
I am looking for that article and I cannot find it.
3 hours later. So we had a lot of downtime when we were in North Carolina, and we were like, hey, what's some cool apps you have that I might not have? And my boss turned me on to Waze. Are you using this?
Waze is awesome.
You don't use Waze?
So I just found it. I just found it from him, but it's a interactive. I started making fun because he said it's crowdsourcing, so it's kind of like Google Traffic, Google Maps.
Oh, but we talked about this with the Agile and Beyond guys. When he was driving back from Pittsburgh.
Right. So but the thing that gets me is if there's an accident and you have to post it from your phone, aren't you prone to have another accident? So and here's the thing, I even told him, this is stupid. He goes, why? I go, if I'm driving to Cincinnati, 75 South, there's always traffic in Dayton. It's an accident in Toledo. What am I going to do?
Yeah, you're still on 75.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will route you around.
But I don't want it. Sometimes getting through it is quicker. Like if I'm going downtown Detroit and there's an accident on 14 and 75, and they route me up and around to Telegraph, I don't want to go that route.
If your car is stopped, it's never quicker.
What did you just say?
If your car is stopped, if you're in
but they're going to move it eventually.
No, eventually. Why wait? Hood
She's
roll
advocating forward.
Hood roll it.
So Bob,
progress,
last
absolutely.
week. Yeah. Last week I was on my way to a meeting in Southfield.
Right.
Going through 696, there was an accident. So it routed me onto the service drive before I even came upon the accident, and then it popped me right back onto 696.
I think it's like Ghostbusters. because they
a
member of them died
that's
today.
right.
Yeah, I can't hear
Bad
Ghostbusters.
pod.
Everyone accused the Ghostbusters of releasing their own ghosts. I think Waze is making you look at your phone to say, "Oh, police trap," and you're going to get in an accident, and everybody's going to avoid you, and so people can crowdsource the accidents. Like it doesn't to me. Like
you're crowdsourcing causing accidents.
I want to see that
Dave wears
pulling the grumpy old man.
I want to see the value of it.
Yeah.
No, because like it was telling you, like, we were in Raleigh, Durham, we were stuck, and we pulled up Waze, and they were showing like what's the speed, what are people driving. But that means people have to look on their phone. So you're in the middle of the worst snowstorm in North Carolina, and you're typing on your phone how fast you're going.
No, you're missing the people who are stuck, who are not moving. Open up Waze, and they tell you that there's a traffic accident. Right?
You mean to tell me that everyone...
I'm inclined to think that some of the people that are still
moving. Thank you.
Are using Waze.
Well, they do have.
Like I said, I want to like it.
Because if you're already sitting stuck in the gridlock behind the accident, does Waze just pop up and go, "There's no hope for you"?
Yeah. Well, if you
stopped,
James Earl Jones' voice comes out, "Mother of God."
It actually does. So if you're driving along and your speed limit drops, it says we noticed that your speed limit has dropped to 10 miles per hour. Are you stuck in traffic?
But you got to stare at it.
Dave Phillips got stuck in
How are you going to do it? You got to look at your phone the whole time? You got to like sit there with your phone in front of your face?
I'm not moving.
But
you're still going 10 miles an hour. I can definitely get in an accident in 10 miles.
Absolutely.
Again, I want to like you, but the whole crowdsourcing thing makes no sense to me. Like, there's a guy that was he got funded for telling you how long the line is to pee at Ford Field. It's like, I'm going to sit in my seat, and then I'm going to look, not going to that bathroom. There's 8 guys there. I'm going to go to this one. Then I'm going to stand in line going, there's 6 guys in this bathroom peeing. Like, it doesn't make any sense, the crowdsourcing thing. But people
when you're standing in line, Bob, what do you do? Do you look at your phone?
I'm not checking the bathroom app.
No, but
I'm going to see if somebody in another section texted me going, we're going to meet up for a beer. I don't want to announce the P line. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, yeah, someone's like, hey, I'm in 302. Like, you want to hang out afterwards? That's what I'm looking for.
Not, hey, I'm in 302.
You don't want someone to send you a text saying, hey, I'm hanging out in the bathroom.
Right. No, that's creepy.
Yeah, that's like
a different app.
Yeah, no,
that's Craigslist.
Those are the texts that Bob sent that we wish he wouldn't. So, hey, believe it or not, we are actually up against another break. We are going to dive back in with Julie and Billy. We actually have to get to content and topic at some point rather than rambling.
We'll be right back part. Who's doing that? This is the IT and the D show.
We'll be right back.
Oh, you did it.
IT and the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit. One beer at a time.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.
One of the best companies to work for in Michigan for 9 consecutive years. 3-time Best of the Best award winner. The 5th fastest growing staffing firm in the country. Sound like a place you'd like to work? Aero Strategies is hiring experienced recruiters. If your current employer is stopping you from maximizing your potential earnings and abilities, join Aero Strategies. Our unique performance-driven environment will position you to be the best. Grow your recruiting career. Call me at 248-502-2500 and ask for Kelly. 248-502-2500.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.
I am not. Welcome to segment 3, the IT and the D Show, presented to you by DetroitNet.org, here live in the Robert A. Oak Studios in beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy here with Dave the Geek, the other White Meat Jeff, and we got K-Hub's in the house.
Hi.
Don't talk about the stuff you talk about on your show.
I would never.
You're a filth monger. She talks filthy things.
I have a Craigslist segment. That's all I'll say.
Oh.
We got Billy here from Social Coop, Julie here from Simply Social.
Social media.
We've been talking about apps and fun stuff and idiot people, and right before the break, I almost spilt the beans that I've never had a good burp on the mic, and I don't think we're going to start now. But
because I will isolate the ever living hell out of it. It'll be part of the intro.
It'll be the new woo. We got like 100. We didn't really. Do we even talk to our guests? Like we just like rambling about our own crap.
We've been just babbling and letting them jump in when they want to do. So, Julie, one of the things I wanted to talk about. So, you reached out to me initially because there's an event Thursday night with Startup Grind that one of the prior guests we've had on our show, Nathan Hughes from Detroit Labs, is going to be a part of. So, what is Startup Grind? What's the scoop? What's it all about?
Okay, the event is Thursday at Grand Circus from 7 to 10.
With M. Bradley Hughes.
Yes.
M. Bradley.
And Nathan Hughes is going to
what's M stand for?
Talking to us. Basically, Startup Grind is a global startup community. It's like bringing anybody together that needs like moral support or guidance to find things like webmasters or social media people or accountants or bankers.
Okay.
Just trying to like support the startup community in Detroit. Just kind of cool.
Okay.
Well, everybody seems like they would be isolated on an island. You're bringing the island together.
Yes.
And you're saying they're there, little bear. We will make things better for you.
We will help you.
There,
Yes.
little bear.
Yeah. It's so sweet. No, because most people are like, in
No,
their
but everybody's. I bet you everybody's.
basement.
Yeah, everybody seems like they're isolated. They're on an
Yeah.
island. I think it's a great way to get everybody. Yeah, talking, networking, sharing best practices. Doing the stuff that you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
So, what's Nathan doing there? I mean, what's
He's
his
going to
shtick?
talk a little bit about what he does and how they got started. Obviously, I think they were started with funds with Dan Gilbert's
Oh,
group, right?
they started. It was three guys operating off of hot desks in the CompuWare building. We had that conversation when we had him in here a few weeks back.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool talking about what their needs were and how they got around when they first started.
So, what's the format of the event? Is it grind? I think coffee. Is it?
So, in other words, people could just listen to our show that when he was on and get the same shtick from him.
I don't know. I can't honestly tell you. But
Go to the
I would
event
think
if you
that,
want to know.
Was he on from 7 to 10?
No, I think
He's on the whole show, but
Yeah.
we brought him in like I think second or third segment.
Yeah.
There you go. So I think it'll be kind of cool.
Is it an all day thing? Is it a breakfast thing? Is it a lunch
No,
thing?
it's 7 to 10 at night.
Okay. Oh, good. At least people can work then.
Yeah. Come to work and then, see a customer or two and then come together and,
So that means there's alcohol provided.
I don't know. No one told me about that.
That's our speed. If it's after
I
5,
think we're the only ones that do that.
If it's
Yeah.
after 5, you better give me a beer. I'm not going.
Is that why they asked me to sponsor the event? I'm supposed to bring beer.
That's not a bad idea.
That might have been code.
Are you
he
always
has,
supposed to
He
bring
has
beer?
been in here.
No, that's why. Why do you think we invite Falling Down and he brings growlers? Like you get a regular spot on our show. If you
we
bring
need
growlers.
we need Mark in again.
Yeah,
It's
get
been
him,
a while.
call him.
Yeah.
That's it. Bring PBR and meat sticks.
That's Monday dinner.
No, so the Startup Grind's going on. So there's that Thursday night. I mean, it seems like you've got your hands on a whole bunch of different stuff that's out there. I mean, so what else is Simply Social Media involved in? What do you have going on?
Well, working with a lot of clients. My goal is this year to start hiring, find a nice space on the west side, Livonia, Plymouth, Canton, Northville area. I'm looking primarily to bring on people with really great project skills because as far as I can see, social media managers have to have exceptional project management skills.
You said something interesting at 3rd Street. You're talking about, do you do AdWords? You're like, absolutely not. I do not do SEO.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. Tell me, what's your take on that? Why did you throw that? Why are you against that?
There's a.
It seems to
I'm
me
not
it's
against it. I just don't. I don't do it myself.
Well, and for the
I'm not
non-included in SEO, search engine optimization.
Yeah, I'm not a web guy or gal. So I don't do any kind of SEO work. I always think that SEO is a bit of a moving target.
Oh, always.
And so I can't be.
It's far
an
more
expert
art
in
than
it.
science.
Yeah, it is. Sticking your finger up in there and going.
Yeah.
So I don't play there. I happen to love Google AdWords. I think that if you are a new company and you just are starting out, the best thing for you to do is fire that up and start,
So you make sure that their web presence, their technology presence is tied down before you engage with them on the social side?
Yeah.
Because I mean, you could do Google AdWords till you build the face, but if our website sucks, then there's no point.
Yeah, I'll look at their website and
It's like
they'll
buying
say,
a billboard to Golden Corral. It's like, yeah, you spend $10,000 for the billboard, but it's Golden Corral.
Yeah.
So,
Ross will be there every day.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, there's a couple other things I'm always looking for too. The last thing I want to do is bring somebody on social media and they have like the suckiest of customer service because it's just
that's nice.
The suckiest of suck. Yeah,
It's a technical term.
It is. It is. It just like gives the big headlight on how bad their customer service is. It opens up the door to all kinds of fun.
Well, and it's a dicey situation diving into customer service on social media because it is so immediately retweetable and out there or repostable or screenshotted. And who is it we were reacting about? Taco Bell does a phenomenal job with their customer service on Twitter and everywhere else, just because they don't take it seriously. And like if it's painfully obvious that you're trying to be a jerk and you're just trying to like get something free out of them, they will smack you down and the entire internet will laugh at you, which is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's too many places that stumble and bumble their way through it, and I mean that's a real problem. So I mean, when you say bring them into social media, like we've had this conversation with Billy before when it comes to like strategy and who you have in place and how you do that kind of stuff and training. Is that something you kind of take on yourself, or is that something you try to bring them up to speed on to roll with properly?
It depends on what their infrastructure looks like. Sometimes I'll help do it. Sometimes I'll train them and give them like a framework of what they need to do. If I am going to be managing the entire process of social media, I can ensure for them that the customer service portion is going to be taken care of. But if they're going to be doing it themselves, I want to make sure whoever is on and managing and monitoring has all the customer service answers, or has a pipeline to someone and realizes within 30 minutes somebody wants an answer.
Oh, it's real time.
It's somebody, it's instantaneous, and I think it's going to get more and more demanding for these people that are, jumping into social media, any of these businesses. If they're not looking at this as a customer service platform, they are totally missing the boat. 80% of the questions that are being asked out there are being totally ignored by brands. And those brands who are actually shutting off their Facebook wall so that they don't get any questions, why are they actually on there? Are you just one big terrible commercial?
Because someone told them they needed to be on Facebook.
No, right. So when I had flight problems, they told me to call the 800 number for Delta. You're on hold for 1 hour, 15 minutes.
You are 137th in queue.
So that's why I said, you know what? Delta, whatever, they have a bitch line on Twitter. So I took to that. Got no response. Like,
well, Peter Mayhew, though. I mean, Chewbacca had no problem getting himself on another flight.
I'm not Chewbacca.
The crazy part about this is, and I remember you sending an email to me, Jeff, and Bob years ago, and I think it was you, Dave, where
was this
somebody
the Fox 2 problem solvers
no,
email?
somebody went on a huge rant about like they bought a $65 Swatch watch, and they were so upset about, and you were so appalled at the idea of someone complaining on Twitter, and it's a testament to what Julie does, because society has shifted in such a manner that you have a voice now.
The ADHD whiny ass fools have a voice, which isn't necessarily a good thing.
Don't give them
I'm
stop.
That's what it is, though, right? Like, you now have a new outlet to complain about things. And Bob, to your point, no one listened to you.
No one cares.
Well,
I don't complain much.
No one loves me. No one cares. But at the same time, now the internet has given these people a voice.
But look at Yelp, for example. When something gets 4 stars on Yelp, you're like, damn, that must be good, because everyone goes on Yelp just to bitch. They don't go on there to say, wow, that was amazing. But if they do, it really probably is.
It's pretty kick-ass.
Well, isn't that concerning, though, when you think about the fact that 80% of the brands aren't listening to complaints? That's where people go. That's the last resort. They're so fed up.
Sometimes it's just
Bob, who never, I mean, if you don't use Twitter on a regular basis, you will get on Twitter
just to light somebody up,
right? Because
it's the Game of Thrones. It's the Game of Thrones of social media. It's 140 characters, and I have no idea what the hell's going on. it's really what it boils down to. Again, though, every petty complaint, if you give into it, it breeds more, and then it breeds more, and then it turns. You know what? What I always say: if you don't like it, don't shop there, don't work there, don't go there. Right? And if something's that bad, like if Taco Bell, come on, what do you expect from Taco Bell? Your carne asada steak wasn't prime grade, like whatever. You know,
I want a free
it's
Mexican
Taco
pizza.
Bell,
Right?
Yeah, exactly. So I got an interesting question, and this is, you guys, this is for Billy and for Julie, and something that always piqued me is certain businesses do better than others on certain platforms, right? Like a bakery, for example, might be the hit of Pinterest. We were talking about that barbershop that made he built his whole barbershop up on Instagram, where you can kind of take over one platform. Is that, are you seeing any trends in like people going, you know what, I'm just going to own Twitter, Facebook, one of them, or are you doing more cross-platform and trying to like buckshot it, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I always start people off with one or two, and one of the ones that I'm looking at on a consistent basis is if I'm doing Twitter, I'm always doing Google+. If I'm doing Facebook,
you're the one.
I'm always doing Google+. Okay, Google+ is like Google's ugly baby.
You're never going to sell it on Google+.
Okay, I see it is truly, it is the ugliest baby
It's the
ever.
gym membership of the internet. Everyone rushed to join, and nobody goes.
But I have to tell you, I don't care if they don't have any followers on Google+. What I'm seeing is a bump in people's SEO.
But isn't it just the echo chamber of the internet? Isn't
It's
it just?
all it is.
Isn't it? It's marketers talking to marketers. That's all it is.
It's the Japanese trading company of the internet.
Right.
It's their own companies selling to their own companies.
Well, yes and no. I mean, I will tell you, the people who are following me on Google Plus are very different than the people who are following me on Facebook and on Instagram and on
I saw a
Twitter.
great Facebook post today, and she was like, Google Hangouts is so cool. And I'm like, my response was, ooh, they have the internet on computers now. Like, yeah, I get it. It's there, And I can see it's a startup business, though, using Google Hangouts over like dare I say, I work for Cisco, so I can't say WebEx. But I mean, WebEx is expensive. So if you're a startup and you're like a 3-person shop and you want to use Hangouts, by all means, go do it. You know what I mean? It's no different than using OpenOffice, and I think as a social media platform, it's not taken seriously.
Well, it's not taken seriously. The goal is SEO. I mean, that's really it.
Yeah,
And
that too.
Instagram,
And-
Pinterest. There's people that are
Seriously, Bob, come on. Every time I come on here, you talk. Like
is he shutting me up?
I am. All right. No, but the idea with Google Plus is that if you have a business with a specific location, whether you do anything with Google Plus or not, they are going to create a page for you.
Yeah, you're out there on. Yeah, you've got your location page.
So when you do a search, that is the first thing that's going to come up. So as a brand, you want to make sure that you own that and that you populate that with your content. So you may not use it the same way that you use Facebook, for example, with IT and the D. You may not post memes all the time, but memes.
We probably would.
Yes, right. So, but you may not do that all the time, but you may focus on posting your blog post and using it from the SEO standpoint.
Okay.
It's more because you have to? Is that
you don't have to, but you at least want to make sure that you build out the page so that you make sure that all of the information is correct, that the address is correct, that the phone number is correct.
It's giving
because
you
that
a
is the
Google
first,
presence.
Exactly, because that is the first thing that Google's going to show up on the right-hand side when someone does a search for your
they're
business.
forcing you. I mean, they're doing it with
They
YouTube.
are.
They're doing
but
Gmail.
So talking about the whole, force and what you're kind of like almost effectively
talk now,
blackmailed
Billy?
into.
You can talk now.
Thank
No.
you. Appreciate it.
Now I'm gonna tell you you can't. So like we had talked about the new TLDs that came out a couple weeks ago, like .bike and all the other stupid top level
.co.
domains that came out. Well, so now they're out there with .construction, .contractors.
It's a really long URL.
Yeah, .directory, .land, .kitchen, .technology, and .today. And
That's stupid.
It's ridiculous. But like we were talking about a couple weeks
It goes
ago.
way past stupid.
Well, but we got into this. It's the
2 snaps in Z formation.
nice. But is the motivation behind those new TLDs nothing more than effective emotional and business blackmail to the Coca-Colas and GMs and
Anyone with a
everyone else of the
trademark.
world that you must go register those domains before someone else does to keep them from squatting?
Yeah, I mean, all these people are still squatting on .coms. I mean, I had to pay for Simply Social Media from somebody who's been sitting on it forever.
Yeah, we're running a campaign that's launching on Wednesday, and I was looking for the URL, and it's been sitting dormant for 5 years, and they want $3,500 for it.
Well, it's like we always laugh.
They have a .coop.
Yeah,
they do.
They do.
Yeah, but you have to prove that you're
you're an actual co-op. Yeah. Well, it's like we always like enough people always joke, like, so we were laughing earlier because somebody, when we had a caller and he said, "Hey, I'm listening to you on rawradio.x."
And that's not the station.
Well, but we were laughing because everybody always calls us Detroit.net. Like instead of DetroitNet.org. So we actually went and looked. There's a guy that's been sitting on Detroit.net forever.
10 years.
Yeah, literally forever.
That's a little greedy.
No website.
And no nothing, no anything. And he wants like 10 grand for it. And we're always like
$1 bajillion.
Go yourself.
And that's why he's collecting an SSI disability check waiting to sell his website domain.
But yes, I mean, it's just, it's weird to me that, I mean, I guess I get it from that standpoint where it's the Google Plus is almost Google's blackmail, and extortion on companies to get more engaged with Google Plus. But that doesn't mean that if you get the companies there, that the people are going to come there. That's why I said, I mean, it's almost like it's breeding that echo chamber effect. It's marketers talking to marketers.
No, they never sold it as what it is. Like we always talk about, Facebook is your living room, LinkedIn's your office, Twitter's the bathroom wall. Like no one ever defined what Google Plus was.
Yeah,
and
they've done a really bad job. And if right now they could take and jump in and say, hey, you're not seeing all your posts from your friends on Facebook because they've got the algorithm and they're basically sorting it out.
Right.
And you're seeing posts from 3 days ago for some reason on your news feed. If they would honestly go out and just say, hey, you come onto Google Plus and you can see everything. They market it like that. Can you imagine? I mean, there would be people jumping over.
I don't even think of really Google Plus as a social network. I look at it more of like this underlying layer of the internet that ties everything together. So if I'm in my Gmail and I throw you into customers, there's a nice little picture that shows up every time you send an email. So that's how I use it to essentially organize and bring everything together. But I never really ever go.
How often do you click it?
Yeah, it's how often you social networking.
Billy, how often do you click Google Plus in a given week? I mean, you're in the business.
Daily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me? Every 3 weeks, 2 weeks, maybe.
I never click it. And Dave sent me, or I got a notification in my Gmail that said Dave added you into his Google circles.
Yeah, because in my once every 4 weeks.
I didn't know I had circles.
Everybody has circles.
Well, I didn't ask for circles. I don't want that. That's where I'm at.
But you don't know. Maybe you do.
I don't need circles.
I don't know where to lump them. They're all friends.
That's I'm just throwing
everybody's friends.
Yeah.
Like if you do business with me, you're friend. Like I'm not going to call Detroit and Peeps not friends or friends.
You don't have a circle called that guy.
Yeah,
no, we don't connect with them.
Why is there not a that guy circle?
They're banned.
We may start one.
You really need to. It's an injustice that you don't have a that guy circle.
I'd love. Just if Google would have come out and explained what Plus was. They tried. What did they try before and they killed it? Some other crap.
Orkut. Or KUT.
Not that. No, the Google had something else and they killed it. It was trying to be a social media platform. Thank you.
Yes.
Right.
Well, Buzz merged into Google Plus.
Yeah.
But it was some toilet attempt at being like Facebook and it just didn't work.
Like Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
This
MySpace.
is
like MySpace.
Yeah.
Did they tried to rebrand to the music community? Did that ever take off their rebrand?
They still have users.
Well, Justin Timberlake, he's bringing MySpace back.
Yeah.
Don't pick on JT.
I want Friendster to come back. I liked Friendster.
Nice. All right. Well, hey, we will dive more back into this when we come back.
Can Jeff do it this time?
Do your thing.
This is the IT and the D show. Say we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Yay.
IT in the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit, one beer at a time.
One of the best companies to work for in Michigan for 9 consecutive years. 3-time Best of the Best award winner. The 5th fastest growing staffing firm in the country. Sound like a place you'd like to work? Aero Strategies is hiring experienced recruiters. If your current employer is stopping you from maximizing your potential earnings and abilities, join Aero Strategies. Our unique performance-driven environment will position you to be the best. Grow your recruiting career. Call me at 248-502-2500 and ask for Kelly. 248-502-2500.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.
Yeah, so we just learned an important thing in the last break that Billy's never allowed in the show again because he said I talk too much. So you're
you talk too much. I said you never shut up.
Don't tell me the truth, Billy. I don't want to know what I know. What it is.
You can't handle the truth.
Welcome to segment 4, the IT and the D Show, episode 31. This is Bob the Sales Guy with Dave the Geek, Jeff the Other White Meat, here with K-Hub, Julie from Simply Social Media, and I'm not even talking.
It's fine. It's good.
Can I just interject? Can I just interject right here? You can't call Jeff the Other White Meat and then tell me not to talk about my kind of topics.
What else? Well, no.
It's really bad. I'm struggling here.
You know what, Jeff?
Struggling.
You know what Haas's email is? Is Dave Phillips is my secretary at gmail.com, and he actually
really
uses
is.
it. And he uses it
religiously.
So once upon a time, Jeff and I used to work together, and
way back,
and he convinced someone that because someone walked up and said, "Hey, Jeff."
This someone did not take a lot of convincing. By the way.
He walked up and said, "Jeff, I really need to get on your calendar so we can have a meeting." And Jeff looked at him deadpan and said, "Well, you're going to have to talk with Dave. He's my secretary. He's in charge of my calendar."
And I'd never heard this.
And literally, dude walked around right to me and said, "I need to get on Jeff's calendar." And I'm like, what?
That's hilarious. So we give him a lanyard at all this, and he gets a different name tag. I'm in charge of the beer. That's his.
I was a Decepticon spy.
You know what though?
Jeff asked me about my extensive Barry Manilow collection, Haas.
Here we are bitching about weighty title guy, and we all have stupid titles. You know?
Yeah, but they're not. Oh wait, no, they are on business cards. Damn it,
they are. No, you know, we're not a real company.
Yeah, true. Well, all right. So
I don't want to be. You know, if you're a president and a CEO of a one-person company. Can I give you the middle finger right now?
Absolutely.
You get 2 middle fingers for me because you're not the president and CEO of a one-person company.
Billy, are you a social media evangelist?
Wait,
can I get up and just walk out?
I believe.
Are you the president and CEO of social media?
I am not.
Could have asked Julie. I'm sorry.
No,
but you're big enough where you can be.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
But I'm not.
We see a lot of just like you can't just anoint yourself king of Nottingham.
That's right. It's Bob Waltonspiel, president and CEO of Waltonspiel Media Group.
I own a bowling ball, so I'm the CEO of it.
Right. A long time ago, I decided that I wasn't going to put a title on a business card,
right?
Because it shouldn't matter who I am when I walk in to have a discussion with the company. I'm Billy Strutter.
Right.
Right? If you're a Fortune 1000, you kind of have to.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So actually, so here's a fun one that came across. There's a new app out there called Crowdpilot. That apparently is that everybody's going to go download it and check it out. So it's an app where you can basically crowdsource your phone calls. So you're making a phone call and you fire up Crowdpilot. And it lets you choose, do I want my Facebook friends chiming in on this call, or do I want like an anonymous pool of random internet fools chiming in on this call? And so
chime in how?
So it like fires up a chat client. And so whether it hooks into your Facebook friends or random anonymous feedback from the internet, like they'll be able, like those other people can hear your call.
Oh, I am all over this app.
Without the other person knowing that they can hear your call.
Yeah.
You'll have to use that on the show.
That's good show content.
And you can, so you get all this, like, basically crowd, like, so like, guy calling girl calling guy.
It's like a virtual whisper ear 2000.
But it's like a one line, it's like a one-sided party line, because then you've got all those people that go, oh, he's lying to you, girl. Oh, he's like,
do you know where that started?
You don't even know.
You ever see the YouTube video?
I was with him last week.
Do you know where that started? you ever see the YouTube video for Whale Girl?
Yes.
And they basically recorded her voicemail, put it on YouTube, and then put pictures behind it because every time she'd cry, she sounded like a whale. So I was like, I'm sorry, I really miss you. And dude, it's one of the funniest things. But if I could have listened to that live, that would have been so amazing.
But yeah, so I mean, it's so that's the weird. I guess that's the weird social media thing that came out this week that I was kind of paying attention to.
If you're on the butt end of that, though, that sucks.
Well, yeah, because you don't know.
Right.
I love this. I love this.
But so the person,
I'm sure it's legal. I mean, don't you have to tell people?
Nope. Well, Michigan's a one-party state.
Oh.
As long as you're aware that the phone call is being recorded, the other party doesn't have to know. You're not recording it; you're just sharing it.
Do you get the transcript after whatever the crap people talked afterwards?
I have no idea.
That sounds fun.
That wasn't part of the article.
You know what? I would love to have had that last week. I've been trying to refi my home forever since we're so underwater. They're like, hey, there's some new programs. Great. I go to Lending Tree. Don't ever go to Lending Tree. Ever.
How many phone calls did you get?
70.
Yeah.
70
you used to be able to go on Lending Tree. I remember 8 years ago.
Right.
And they would publish it just on the website. And then
you could get 4.
And you would pick, though, who you wanted to call.
Yeah.
No.
That's not how it works anymore?
Within 30 seconds, phone call. 70 calls in 10 days. And it's not fun. And then they don't take. I go, dude, take me off.
So
the
now
list.
they're nothing. Now they're nothing more than a lead generation system.
Yeah, I mean they give it to everyone.
Well, you make more money selling someone's information, right, than just giving them the opportunity to make the phone call.
And then I said, Quicken calls, and I'm like, just take me off the list. He goes, I'm just calling you to help you out. Are you still at this address? I'm like, dude, take me out. It's like, well, no, I just wanted to. Oh, dude, I got 70 phone calls. But
they just have to get you to say no 3 times.
I don't want to knock 3 times. Tony Orlando did that. It doesn't work for me. No, but don't ever. That's the worst. I will. I got to put that on Twitter because all my 3 followers, just so they know, don't go on Lending.
You get me and Jeff and who?
I don't know.
Oh, the IT and the D account. That's
right. That's about all
ourselves.
But now, I just that floored me. Wow. And I can even get to some degree that there would be a set of circumstances where you would want your friend's input on something, but to be able to open it up to all of the random jackholes on the internet, that just seems like a really bad idea.
I would never invite you guys to listen in on my phone calls.
Yeah. What are you hiding?
We might figure out a way to install that on your phone and have it running 24/7 without your knowledge.
You know who will turn it on? I know who will turn it on. Oh, it's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time with this, Dave.
Yeah. Okay. Great radio, Bob.
I deserve that.
We talked about WhatsApp earlier.
Right.
WhatsApp. And it seems like you look through the App Store and there's just a ridiculous number of social network apps.
Right.
And as if people are just chasing monopoly money.
Well,
right?
yeah.
They're just chasing the dollar bill.
Well, and that's the weird thing.
$19 billion bills.
Well, yeah, and it's stupid because so I went looking for I had found some video that I wanted to grab which was only out there in an AVI format, and so on my Droid phone I went to go find an AVI player on the Google Play Store. You would be stunned how impossible it is to find an AVI player because you type in AVI player and there's a bajillion results and that's great, but then you start clicking into them and then you read and it's great AVI player plays this, plays that, plays the other thing. Then you start reading the reviews and it's crap, full of spam, crap, full of ads, crap, doesn't play, and so I must have gone through 9 before I finally found one that was yep, this is the one you actually want that works, and it was buried, it was the 9th one down, and I'm like, really? And that just feeds into the whole fake reviews, fake rating, fake crap that's out there. And that's the downside of it.
The best of. My all favorite best of list. But you know that they're just filling it up themselves.
True.
I downloaded a soundboard, when we were goofing around for the show, and pulling a couple sound, and then one of them tore my phone up. I started getting the crazy pop-ups, so I Googled it, found out what the app was, got rid of it, and then phone's never been right since. My phone is destroyed right now.
Factory reset?
I'm real close.
Yeah.
And just from a stupid soundboard app, so I can play stupid Billy Madison sounds.
Nice. So, I guess, so let's talk. We haven't had you in a while. What's been going on with Savvy Kids, not 7 Kids?
Yeah.
So what's been going on with, how's Savvy Kids going? How's all that stuff going with, I never know if I should call her Jen or Jennifer. Probably not Jenny.
From the block.
She doesn't seem like a Jenny. Seems like a Jen or a Jennifer.
Yeah, right? Jenny from the block.
Yeah.
No, Savvy Kids is going great. We have our next sale coming up at the end of April. And it's been interesting watching, from a social media standpoint, trying to manage that as a guy because the majority of the...
It's a different demographic.
Exactly.
It's a Pinterest crowd.
Yeah. Well, so I find myself writing a post, deleting, and then, hey, Jen, can you come take a look at this? Because I don't think I've got the whole voice thing down right. So, but...
I am about to annoy soccer moms. Could you read this for me?
But we've seen the majority of our growth come via social media.
Right.
So very happy with that. We've doubled in size every sale.
Awesome.
And so it's just been really fun to watch something that you're building with your own hands like just come to fruition.
Well, yeah, because that's kind of like a whole little entrepreneurial thing that the two of you have, or that she decided she wanted to do and kind of roped you into.
I support you 100%, honey.
Right.
You'll never find a more wretched hive.
Well, yeah. So
we did one of those once, one of those mom to moms. Bo was selling all of Gretchen's old stuff.
Right.
Basically, put $3, whatever you want, and like. You would have thought we were giving away, it was like a bread line in Sylvia, Russia.
Nice.
People going crazy. Like, it's amazing the craziness and vitriol that goes in those things to try to get the best deal and get there first. And,
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's so the concept is it's a mom-to-mom sale, but we organize everything by size and we hang it up they're on hangers and they're on racks. And so we have people lining up and, I made the mistake of, we have a private preview.
Right.
And I made the mistake of, we'll let some people in early. You don't do that. Apparently it's like, you have your place in line.
Oh, even I would, dude. Oh, God, that had to have been a nightmare.
Yeah, it was a good learning lesson.
Yeah, we're gonna that's the equivalent of, hey, you know what? We're gonna have like a sneak preview for the first 8 people in line for the new Jordans that are out. Really? Really?
Yeah, I won't make that mistake again for sure.
Seemed like a good idea at the time. Check. Not doing that again.
Not doing that again. Yeah, so everything's going well there. Social Coop is growing.
Yeah, last time we had talked, you had just gotten back from LA, doing a corporate training kind of gig, and I mean, are you still doing more of that kind of stuff? How's all that going?
Yeah, not speaking as much, but they have invited me back, which is, so apparently they liked what I had to say.
Okay.
And we have a meeting tomorrow with a,
political party to be named later.
Yes, I cannot name them today, but we're really excited about that and the growth that we're seeing. So, and we're making the shift from just being a social media company to a digital marketing agency.
Okay.
Where social media is an arm of that, but we felt we really needed to focus on the whole picture, right? So you have a website, you have SEO that you need to have done. So it can't just be social media. It's everything.
It's the whole package.
Yeah.
Okay, makes perfect sense.
Good.
So that's it. That's me.
What is everybody looking at me for?
Go ahead and talk, Bob.
Bob's
okay.
a talking guy.
Why is Bob quiet?
Yeah, he's afraid to step on you now.
I was listening.
Yeah, no. So I guess so. Here's a good one with all of the talking about social media.
I wanted to butt in like 30 times when I was like,
right. So everybody's running away from WhatsApp and the Facebook and all that fun happy hoo-ha. So one of the stories that came out today, which was kind of interest to me because of what I'm doing now, is that apparently Ford is dropping Microsoft from Sync. And going with
BlackBerry.
Going with BlackBerry's QNX backbone.
Get out.
I'm going to add some rim jobs now.
Right.
Seriously?
What the
Yeah.
heck?
So apparently there's hope for BlackBerry yet, just not as a smartphone company.
Free press, 100 rim jobs.
No, it's
Dearborn.
Yeah, right. Yeah, was it the Ontario Star or whatever it was? 9,000 rim jobs lost. Really? Nobody proofread that? Really? Really?
Research in motion, RIM.
Write it out. Write it out. Yeah.
Why would you go to BlackBerry Fords?
Apparently QNX is a much better operating system and everything else than
for the
Microsoft.
3 people using it?
Well, no, because dude, it's not about the BlackBerry phones. It's about it's kind of like the conversation we were just having about Google Plus.
I've been using Sync since it came out. It's fine.
Yeah, well, but apparently
Not
Microsoft.
for the people who write the code.
Yeah, apparently Microsoft is really, really expensive and really, really doesn't want to work with iPhones and iPads.
Welcome
and
to
Apple
Microsoft. You knew that going walking in.
Yeah, well, that's why they're dumping them, and they want to go with QNX.
I mean, the pretty girl wants me to take her to a nice restaurant. Like, Jesus,
I'm taking you to Sizzler.
Give me the medium.
Taking you to Sizzler. Does Sizzler even exist anymore?
I have no
Down
idea.
south, yeah, they're
But
everywhere.
it is so fun to say, and don't ruin it for me.
The first time I went down to Florida and I saw a Sizzler and I went, oh my god, it's real. I was like,
The skies parted, the sun came down. It's a real
Waffle
thing.
House and Sizzler side by side. It's like,
Oh, that's like heaven.
The
I
holy
know.
grail of
Waffle
fast
House
food.
and Sizzler.
Yeah, next to a Cracker Barrel and
racist.
yeah, that actually is a topic we should get into at some point in time on the
Absolutely,
show.
we need to.
Bob and I have a campaign where we've decided that we need to get Cracker Barrel to change their name because as middle-aged white guys, we're offended by Cracker. Because I mean, if Beaner's Coffee had to change their name to Big Me,
do you know about that?
We should get Cracker.
That was years ago.
The Latino Defamation League made them change their name.
We should be able to get Cracker Barrel to change their name.
Exactly.
Why not?
I just want to do it to say we did it.
Exactly. We're not actually offended, but it would be awesome to pretend to be in order to make that happen.
Soapbox they want to stand on.
Wow. I'm just going to pick my battles. That'll be one.
I wish I could capture the look on Billy's face right now.
I wrote a letter. I'm like, per the racial slur database, Cracker is defined as.
Oh yeah, it was outstanding.
It is Black History Month. I had a token black man on my show tonight. You do as well.
Oh, come on. Billy's not token. He's part of the show.
I'm from Midland. I'm forever token.
That's perfect.
But yeah, I mean,
hey, so Julie, your event? Not to bad segue. Your event. How do people find it? What's the URL? Is it on Facebook?
We'll have it in the write-up tomorrow.
Yep.
We'll put it in the write-up. Okay.
Yeah.
For the 3 people listening, though, just to humor me.
Startupgrind.com
Okay.
/Detroit.
Okay. Oh, so this is a national thing.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, right on.
They are everywhere.
They are. In other countries, too,
Wow.
where there might not be a Cracker Barrel.
Is who hosted the grind on MTV? Eric Nees.
Sorry. This whole Cracker thing is just cracking me up.
There was a picture on Reddit. There was a picture on Reddit today, and it was like, it goes, oh my god, it's racist. And I click it, and it's like a sign at the grocery store, and it was like just a blonde white girl. And it says crackers love cheese, and she's holding like a Ritz cracker, and it's like I couldn't stop laughing. So I'm thinking about the Cracker Barrel. Like how stupid that is. Like some marketing guy didn't think that through. Wow, this show went to hell quick.
It's always the 4th segment. So I guess let's bring it back to a little bit of sanity. So Billy, I guess is there anything from a social media perspective? Like I said, I mean, I knew about CrowdPilot. Is there anything else, like any other trend, any other fun thing going on out there that we ought to pay attention to, that we should like maybe keep an eye on in the coming weeks, or that we missed? Because that happens.
I was so unprepared to answer that question.
I know, we do that.
Yeah, I like that. Well, one of the things that it's not fun, but it's pretty cool, is the ability to retarget your customers. So let's say that you're a furniture store and you have a bunch of emails from people who have shopped at your store for the last 10 years. You can now use that and go and essentially upload it to Facebook and then target those people using some sort of paid social or an ad. And
so okay, so they've added like a basically bulk loader for their ad service?
Yeah, so
Facebook's gone full-blown brothel, man. They're just wherever they can get it done.
That's what makes me laugh. Everybody's all freaking out about the NSA. Yeah, Facebook has way more data about you than anybody else.
They know what we like, drink, eat, go, GPS.
Yeah, but I can do the same thing on Twitter. And
interesting.
But you try not to be creepy about it. Which it's kind of hard to do.
We would not be good at that.
Yeah, but so that's been an interesting thing that we've been working with lately.
No, but logistics, right? Remember me, Gardner White? You bought from me 8 years ago. Like, I don't care. I'm just saying. Like, it's not going to make me go to...
It's been 8 years, Bob. You might need a new couch.
No.
We've listened to the show. We know what you do on your couch.
Bob doesn't shop at Gardner White anymore.
But from a tactical standpoint, Bob, you wouldn't necessarily use you as an example. You would take your top customers out of that list, and then you'd say, all right, they haven't purchased from me in 6 months, and we know that at this point they need to buy, maybe it's renew a contract or they want to buy some sort of service contract, right? So then you show them an ad.
I would go into Art Van if nobody talked to me. Can we get past the point where
furniture and car sales, it's the same thing. Just leave me alone.
They're always having a sale.
Just let me know. Yeah, exactly. Going out of business.
A mattress
You should
sale.
go in dressed as a
Everybody's going out of
stormtrooper.
Business in mattress sales.
Whatever
or
you
Chewbacca.
do,
I'm a little fat for a stormtrooper. A Job of the Hutt, I will. Yeah, nice.
No, best trick you can ever pull on the furniture store, because they're never having a sale, is go in some lingerie or some sleeping pants for men and tell them you want to test out the mattress. They don't know how to respond.
You've done it?
this?
Yeah,
I've tried this. Tried this.
I believe that because
They
I
don't
don't
know how to respond.
You walk
Did you
in
go
there-
with a partner?
Yes.
Art Van is the most painful. To this day, Art Van is probably one of the top 3 most painful shopping experiences.
Art Van's terrible.
Is this your idea of fun on a Saturday? You just walk into Art Van and be
I like a shock factor.
Jeff, you know what? When you have kids, your definition of fun changes. There's only so much you can do, and so it's the little things in life that crack you up.
You have breakfast on Sunday going, wasn't that Frozen movie excellent? That's what happens when you have kids.
Would you like to build a snowman?
When we used to talk about, hey, remember that hot girl you met last night at the bar? No, it's not like, oh my God, that movie was so good.
Dude, have your kids seen Frozen yet? Because it's the greatest thing ever, and oh my God.
Did you get the 3D version? Because I didn't.
Yeah, life's
world.
Is that Aladdin?
Yeah.
God, screw me for knowing that. I hate myself. I hate everything about me for knowing that.
Have you seen the Lego movie yet?
It's great. I saw it yesterday.
I will not see the RoboCop first. I told my
wanna
kids,
see that too.
my kids wanted to see Lego movie. I go, you go see Lego. I'm sitting in the RoboCop movie because I haven't seen RoboCop yet. And I'm pissed.
We talked about this sick racket called The Movies on my show earlier tonight.
I refuse to go.
$81, and that was with discount tickets. I had discount tickets.
How many people did you bring?
I had 5 adults and 1 child.
For my family of 4, it's $71.
That was discount tickets and
That's-
discount popcorn and discount pop vouchers.
Yeah, and you wonder why no one
$81.
goes.
I could have got more at the strip club for $81.
Right. Hey.
That's right. We have had that. We need to do that one of these Mondays. We have had that conversation. All right. So hey,
Going to the strip club.
I'll tell you, you actually weren't here when we had that conversation with her. So, all right. Well, we are up against the end of the show, so I want to make sure we hit a couple of quick points. So, our event, 313, you can find us at DetroitNet.org, itandthed.com. We can find you at simplysocialmedia.com.
Yes.
Yes. And then, Billy, you are over at social media. Oh, I always forget which one you want me to
It's
promote.
socialcootmedia.com.
Right. And it was the Facebook or the website or the
book face.
All of the above. The face of books.
Right.
The book of faces.
MySpace,
I don't know, it's
Facebook.
mine.
Are you on my face? I'm on my face.
No one is on your face.
A little Gilbert Gottfried there.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. All right, so that is the show. Bob,
Get
do your
off my
thing.
face.
This was the ITV show. See you next week.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
One group rises within Metro Detroit and uses the power of the Matrix, networking, to light our darkest hour, and will continue hosting events until all are one. IT in the D. Read, meet, listen.
Yeah, so now I'm just like doing like stupid stuff to make me laugh.
I definitely want to see Bob in his underwear. That's a fact.
No, forget the glass, Woodhouse. Just give me the picture. For I am a sinner in the hands of an angry God. Bloody Mary, full of vodka, blessed are you among cocktails. Pray for me now, and at the hour of my death, which I hope is soon. Amen.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
love you.